Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Judy's Cabaret. As a courtesy to the performers this evening, we ask that there be no flash photography. We also ask that you take a moment to turn off cell phones and pagers. Thanks very much, and enjoy the show. Tonight, Judy's is proud to welcome back Carol Shedlin.
Swing high, swing low, swing to and fro, not fast, not slow. A little swing can do more than anything else for you. Swing out, swing in. It's not a sin. So let's begin. You'll never get the gate if your swinging is up to date. When your one and only complains that she's lonely and blue, a rhythmical campaign can do more than champagne to see her through. Swing high, swing low, swing to and fro, not fast, not slow. And if you think you can't swing high, swing low. Swing high, swing low indeed. My mother named me after Carol Lombard, who played a nightclub singer, would you believe, in the movie Swing High, Swing Low. I come from a long line of swingers who are so much a part of who I am now. Mommy and her mother were closet bohemians in times when everybody behaved according to Emily Post. I was raised in a strict, formal, overprotective manner. My parents lived in great style and with high standards long after their resources vanished in the Depression. There was always an aura of glamour and the sound of music from my mother's radio. But I was confused by mixed signals. For instance, since I was hardly ever let out of the house, I was surprised one evening, aged 16, when my mother dolled me up to sneak me into the Versailles nightclub so I could share her passion for Edith Piaf. It was a magical night. When I was born, we lived in an Art Deco building at 33 Riverside Drive. The Gershwin brothers had apartments directly upstairs. The most romantic thing my mother ever told me was that I was conceived while George Gershwin played piano in his bedroom above theirs. Now that I have found you, I must hang around you. Though you may refuse me, you will never lose me. If the human race is full of happy faces, it's because they all love that wondrous thing they call love. He loves and she loves and they love. So why can't you love? And I love too. and whispering trees love, and that's what we both should do. Oh, I always knew someday you'd come along. We'll make a twosome that just can't go wrong. Here he loves and she loves and they love, so won't you love me as I love you? We'll make a twosome that just can't go wrong. Hear me, he loves and she loves and they love, so why can't you love and I love too? There is one at every party, the girl with one thought in her dome. Fun is fun, but she's that party who just keeps on saying, I gotta go home. She will dance till dawn is breaking, but every chance, this speech she's making. I'll say I'm having a hot time, I'd stay, but I haven't got time. I must be home by 12 o'clock. Oh, that band is wicked, but brother, you know I promised my mother I must be home by 12 o'clock. Ba-ba-ra-ba-ra-ba. What's the name of that song? Hear the trumpet blowing. Ba-ba-ra-ba-ra-ba. I'll be getting in wrong, I'm positively going. Good grief, it's 3 in the morning. Once more I'm giving you warning, I must be home by 12 o'clock. Ba-ba-ra-ba-ra-ba. What's the name of that song? Hear the trumpet blowing. Ba-ba-ra-ba-ra-ba. I'll be getting in wrong, I'm positively going. Good grief, it's 3 in the morning. Once more I'm giving you warning, I must be home by 12 o'clock. Oh! When Mother was a schoolgirl, my grandparents visited a family summer resort at Lake Placid. She and her pretty twin cousins, all flirtatious flappers, having innocent fun, hanging out with a couple of young songwriters, Dick Rogers and Larry Hart, there with their families. One rainy afternoon, they all gathered round the piano, where each one was asked to contribute a line to what became Mountain Greenery. I like to think now's the time to trust to your wanderlust was my mother's idea. Love never went to college, ignorant boy that think of the joy that he starts. His work requires no knowledge, so he can do it by using intuitive arts. He just as you two kids start falling in love. I ain't got brains, but I've brains over all these parts. Love never went to college, never had teaching, and yet he keeps reaching our hearts. mother was never very forthcoming with details, but I suspect that there was more to her college day fun than just standing around a piano. I'm a sentimental sap, that's all. Oh, what's the use of trying not to fall? I have no will, you've made your kill, 'cause you took advantage of me. I'm just like an apple on a bough, and you're gonna shake me down somehow. Oh, what's the use? You've cooked my goose, 'cause you took advantage of me. I'm so hot and bothered that I don't know my elbow from my ear. I suffer something awful each time you go, and much worse when you're near. Here am I with all my bridges burned, just a babe in arms where you're concerned. So lock the doors and call me yours, 'cause you took advantage of me. Here am I with all my bridges burned, just a babe in arms where you're concerned. Lock those doors, call me yours, 'cause you took advantage of me. You took advantage of me. You took advantage of me. You did. When I was in high school, my dad forbade dates, of course. My quiet, genteel mother was always whispering with her friends through a perfume-scented smokescreen, amid Ouija boards, tea leaves, seances, plotting mischiefs. So it did not seem unnatural to me at the time that she slipped Daddy a Mickey in his coffee so I could tiptoe off to the junior prom. It worked so well, we did it again the next year. Mommy was a good witch, yes. By the time I finished college, my parents and grandparents had moved to Palm Beach. I had a job at Saks in New York and lived at the Barbizon Hotel for Women. They had a rule: no men above the ground floor. That was nothing compared to rules from my mother, including 1. Practice posture, walking with a book on your head. 2. It's better to drink only at home, but wherever you are, only scotch. You won't get sick. 3. When tea dancing, never sit on a bar stool. It's not ladylike. Cocktail tables only. 4. At the end of an evening, before you remove the little white gloves, scrub them on your hands with a bar of soap. 5. Always write thank you notes within 24 hours. 6. It's just as easy to fall in love with a rich boy. 7. If you're not certain about doing something, stand still. If you feel you absolutely must act, just go buy a cheap lipstick. I wonder how mothers know so much about what to tell their daughters not to do. as wise as 10 folks, and she knew her way around the men folks. Once she said to me, "Daughter, you're quite a pup. Daughter dear, it's time to wise you up." She said, "Love has always been my hoodoo. Though I've lived, I know much less than you do." Mother told me there's no use asking why. He loves she and she loves he. The heart is quicker than the eye. Mother warned me that fair play doesn't apply. Turn your back and love goes whack. The heart is quicker than the eye. She said love is blind. I say love's cockeyed too. The gift of gab obscures the view. Mother begged me, don't drink with any guy. So I was made a lemonade. The heart is quicker than the eye. So armed with all this advice, I was swinging high. Lots of dates. A sea of Brooks Brothers blue blazers. My turn for having innocent fun. A few romances. And managed, after all, to get my heart broken. When does this feeling go away? Why should it remain? How did it become a stowaway inside my brain? When we met, I imagined I'd recover, perhaps. Time is passing, and all I've had is just a bad relapse. Tell me, when can I catch my breath again? When will I awake? When won't I be scared to death again? For heaven's sake, guess my senses are reeling. Guess my reason has flown. 'Cause I'm hoping this feeling will never leave me alone. Days I'm long and nights I'm dreaming, baby. And it's only just because of you. I wish that you could but see how much you mean, dear, to me. Sometime when you realize it, baby, maybe then you'll want to love me too. I'm only hoping you understand. Come on and open your heart and hand. Keeping myself lonely and grieving, I'm keeping myself only believing you've wanted me to. Keeping myself for you, dear. Treating myself worse than I'm showing. I'm meeting myself, coming and going. Oh, what I've gone through, keeping myself for you. Guess you know that I love you more than your without you. I've been on the shelf, keeping myself for you. Are reeling. Yes, my reason has flown, 'cause I'm hoping this feeling will never leave me. False or true, I wish I had a clue or two. Where I stood, I thought I knew, or should. True or false, life was a never-ending waltz. Then it caught the somersaults for good. Might have known it would. Every time my heart begins to dance, the world steps on my little toes. Every time I take a little chance, I pay right through my little nose. Every time I fly my little kite, it catches on a tree. Every time I throw an anchor out, it pulls me in the sea. Every time I feel a little blow, I always get a little shock. Every time I stick my little chin out, always get a little knock. And when I aim my arrows at the sun, they always miss their mark, leaving just a lonely little lady in the dark. Well, after that lull, I was shanghaied back to Palm Beach and parental supervision. I sulked alone on the beach, buried in a book. Every day, this gorgeous man from next door, in ratty chinos, winked flirtatiously as he strode by. So arrogant. I was always told, don't speak to strangers. So I turned up my nose. Fresh, I thought. On the third day, he plopped himself down on the sand right next to me, real close, and said, I'm Jack Kennedy, and I've just been elected senator from Massachusetts, which meant absolutely nothing to me as I never read the papers. But those mesmerizing eyes. He was charming. And he liked to run my dog along the beach with an old tennis ball. We became great beach buddies. I sure found him bewitching. Something sweet, something sort of grandish sweeps my soul. When thou art near, my heart feels so sugar candish. My head feels so ginger beer. Something so darish, so I don't care it, stirs me from limb to limb. It's so terrific, magnific, delish, to have such an amorous, glamorous dish. We could be, oh, so bright and groomish, skies could be so bluish blue. Life could be so love and bloomish if my wishes could come true. Thou art sweet, thou art sort of grandish, thou outlandish cavalier. From now on, we're hand in handish, Romeo and Guinevere. Thou art so adorish, toujours l'amourish, you're so cherche la femme. Why should I vanquish, relinquish, resist, when I simply relish this swellish condish? You might be manishish or mouseish, you might be a fowler fish, but with me, your eyes and houses, I accept your proposition. You're under my skinish, so please be good finish, or it's the beginnish of the finish of me. My mother told me it was time to move on to the serious business of life, marriage. She said the way to a man's heart was through his stomach, but she didn't teach me how to cook. Only really practical stuff in the kitchen, like how to store nylons in the fridge to prevent runs, and also Angora sweaters to prevent shedding. It works. Well, that Christmas, my best friend Ellen came to visit, which I thought would give me an alibi to break these 2 dates I really didn't care about. But the first guy, Harvey, said, "No problem, I'll bring my friend Ed." And the next night, much to everyone's surprise, my other date, Lou, turned up at the front door with the same guy from my friend, Ed. Later, I learned that both evenings on their way home, Ed collared these fellas, demanding, "Don't ever call Carol again. She's the girl I'm going to marry." It was romantic. He sure swept me off my feet. Tell me that it's true. Tell me you agree. I was meant for you. You were meant for me. Dearly beloved, how clearly I see. Somewhere in heaven you were fashioned for me. Angel eyes knew you. Angel voices led me to you. Nothing could save me. Fate gave me a sign. I know that I'll be yours, come shower or shine. So I say, merely, dearly beloved, be mine. Dearly beloved, how clearly I see. Somewhere in heaven you were fashioned for me. Angel eyes knew you. Angel voices led me to you. Nothing could save me, fate gave me a sign. I know that I'll be yours, come shower or shine. So I say, merely, dearly beloved, dearly beloved, dearly beloved, be mine. object of life was to settle safe behind that picket fence. Fresh air, raise a family. So when Mr. Wright came along, hey, after all, it was the 50s. Morning sun kisses the windows, kisses the walls, kisses the windows, kisses the walls of the little white house, kisses the doorknob, kisses the roof, kisses the doorknob and pretty red roof of the little white house in Scarsdale. Friendly sun opens the eyelids, opens the eyes, opens the eyelids, opens the eyes of the husband and wife, kindles their faces, kindles their love, kindles their faces, the greetings of love in the little white house in Wellesley Hills. Suburbia, our little spot, out of the hubbub, less than an hour by train. Suburbia, sweet in the spring, helpful in winter, saves us the bother of summers in May. Morning sun kisses the driveway, kisses the lawn, kisses the flagstones on the front lawn of the little white house, kisses the paper at the front door, kisses the roses around the front door of the little white house in Ozone Park. Good morning, sun says a good morning. Have a good day, have a good morning, have a good day in the city today. Joy to your labors till you return, joy to your labors until you return to the little white house in Highland Park. Lovely life, happily married, sweet little son, family picture, second to none. It's a wonderful life, up-to-date kitchen, washing machine, colorful bathrooms, and Life magazine, and a little white house in Brookline. Lovely life, Sheraton sofa, Chippendale chair, Hepplewhite table, bone chinaware. It's a wonderful life, real solid silver, wine in the soup, two-door sedan and convertible coupe, and a little white house in Elkins Park. Suburbia, 6 days of work, fun every Sunday, golf with the neighbors next door. Suburbia, vitamin B, chlorophyll toothpaste, who could ask heaven for anything more? Lovely life, oodles of culture, over TV, book of the month club, and musical tea. It's a wonderful life, happily married, sweet little son, family picture, second to none, in the little white house, in the little white house, in the little white house in Bloomfield Hills, in Berkeley Heights, in Delaware Pines, in Beverly Hills. The American Dream. Well, I sure learned how to cook. And it was beautiful raising children out there. But the marriage ended, the children grew up and went out on their own. Books became my profession. And I was offered a job managing a bookstore, ironically, back in Palm Beach. The goofiest, but most beautiful little hick town in the world. So many unwritten rules. No socks allowed on the island. Wear only white in summer, only black in winter. But living there again brought back wonderful memories of my madcap grandmother, whom I adored and often visited in Palm Beach as a teenager. When I was 14, she wasn't well enough to drive, so she taught me, in secret, of course, so that I could take her on Sundays to watch polo. Parking at the edge of the field, close to the action, she got me hooked at an early age. So years later, every Sunday, my day off from the bookstore, I put on a big straw hat and indulged my polo passion. Fast game, fast movers, thundering up, down the field. Very friendly between chuckers. A lot of the players were young, suave Argentinians. Each one better looking than the next. Strong, rippling muscles, swinging long mallets astride a big horse. But those alluring guys were always flying off in their jets with their strings of ponies and their Latin lover lines. Oh my, but there was one. I'm so unhappy, left all alone. Ain't got nobody to love now. The man I long for is not so strong for me. He's not an angel, but I don't care. Perhaps a change will come someday. Whatever he is, I want to be his way. Don't want my mama, don't need a friend. My heart is broken, it won't ever mend. I ain't much caring just where I will end. I must have that man. I'm like an oven that's crying for heat. He treats me awful each time that we meet. It's just unlawful how that boy can cheat. But I must have that man. He's hot as Hades, a lady's not safe in his arms when she is kissed. But I'm afraid that he's cooled off and maybe I'm ruled off his list. I'll never be missed. I need that person much worse than just that. I'm half alive and he's driving me mad. He's only human if he's to be had. I must have that man. He's hot as Hades, a lady's not safe in his arms when she is kissed. But I'm afraid that he's cooled off and maybe I'm ruled off his list. Oh, I'll never be missed. I need that person much worse than just that. I'm half alive and he's driving me mad. He's only human if he's to be had. I must have that man. I so often dream we might make a team, but so wild a scheme I must vanish. For each time I start to open my heart, you vanish. We might find some isle where lotuses smile, and our beguiled going native. But how can we go unless you are cooperative? My dear, I've a feeling you are so near and yet so far. You appear like a radiant star, first so near, then again so far. I just start getting you keen on clinches galore with me. When fate steps into the scene and mops up the floor with me, no wonder I'm a bit under par when you're so near and yet so far. My condition is always so-so, 'cause whenever I feel you're close, oh, you turn out to be all so far. I was a gay divorcee. A lot of single men came to the bookstore to ask me to go dancing at Taboo, the swingiest nightclub in town. Now, then, and in Grandma's day, she used to like to go there to meet her cronies for innocent fun, and often took me along, introduced me to the spot, and also to her penchant for absinthe, truly taboo and really tasty. Well, anyhow, one of my quirky bookstore Romeos who collected Rolls-Royce convertibles often stopped by to show me the latest acquisition and ask me dancing. Taboo, of course. Well, did you ever try to Roomba with someone wearing 3-inch gum-soled shoes? No socks, of course. You can't tell a book by its cover. You came a long way from St. Louis. You climbed the ladder of success. I've seen the town and country cars that were parked out in front of your fancy address. You came a long way from St. Louis. You broke a lot of hearts between. I've met a gang of gloomy gals who were doing all right till you came on the scene. You blew in from the Middle West, certainly impressed the population hereabouts. Well, baby, I got news for you. I'm from Missouri too, so naturally I got my doubts. You got 'em dropping by the wayside, feeling I ain't gonna know. You came a long way from St. Louis, but baby, you still got a long way to go. You blew in from the Middle West, certainly impressed the population hereabouts. Baby, I got news for you, from Missouri too, so naturally I got my doubts. You got 'em dropping by the wayside, a feeling I ain't gonna know. You came a long way from St. Louis, but baby, you still got a long way to go. You came a long way from St. Louis, but baby, you still got a long way to go. Bye-bye. Well, after a couple of years of that life, I got homesick. I missed my children, my grandchildren, and that one love, that one love you never forget. If you can't remember now, if love has lost its way, if romance grows dim with each passing day, if you've forgotten how we met in April rain, wait till April comes again. When robins return and spring has softened winter's chill, will you then recall? Will your heart stand still? Will you remember when you walk in April rain and love me when April comes again? Will you remember how we met in April rain and love me when April comes? It may not come for long. I will always love you when April comes again. When I came home, we discovered our perspectives had changed. Disenchantment. He wanted me to be somebody else. I just wanted to be me. It's not that easy being green, having to spend each day the color of the leaves, when I think it could be nicer being red or yellow or gold or something much more colorful like that. It's not easy being green. It seems you blend in with so many other ordinary things, and people tend to pass you over because you're not standing out like flashy sparkles on the water or stars in the sky. But green is the color of spring, and green can be cool and friendly like, and green can be big like an ocean, or important like a mountain, or tall like a tree. When green is all there is to be, it could make you wonder why, but why wonder, why wonder? I am green and it'll do fine. It's beautiful and I think it's what I want to be. I found my shade of green so much brighter here in this emerald city, flourishing, happily rooted in cement. The other legacy those wacky flapper ladies left me, under the guise of primness and propriety, was they had fun, and it's okay. I'm a slow learner, but I'm swinging high. Gestation can take half a century. I was born singing my mother's music, joyfully caroling, at last becoming my name. Into a cabaret one fatal day, a little songbird flew. Found it so very gay, he thought he'd stay just to get a bird's eye view. When he heard the jazz band playing, he was happy as a lark. To each measure he kept swaying, and he stayed till after dark. Then back to the land he knew, thrilled through and through, he sailed on in the air. Called all the other birds, and in these words started gurgling then and there. I'm a little jazz bird, and I'm telling you to be one too. For a little jazz bird is in heaven when it's singing blue. I say it with regret, but you're out of date. You ain't heard nothing yet till you syncopate. When the going is rough, you will find your troubles all have flown. If you wobble your stuff like the moaning of a saxophone, just draw my recipe, and I'm sure you'll agree that a little jazz bird is the only kind of bird to be. I'm a little jazz bird, and I'm telling you to be one too. For a little jazz bird is in heaven when it's singing blue. I say it with regret, but you're out of date. You ain't heard nothing yet until you syncopate. When the going is rough, you will find your troubles all have flown. If you wobble your stuff like the moaning of a saxophone, just try my recipe, and I'm sure you'll agree that a little jazz bird, a little jazz bird, a little jazz bird is the only kind of bird to be. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Carol Shedlin.
Thank you very much. I want to thank the owners of this beautiful bijou, Judy Creston, David Lom, Richard Hendrickson, and the wonderful staff here at Judy's. And my award-winning magician on sound and lights, my technical director, Michael Barbieri. And on abuse and bass, the adorable and talented Frank Wagner. My equally adorable and brilliant musical director, John Dell. But mostly to each and every one of you this evening for sharing the evening with me and the music. Not that I'm a punchinello, just an optimistic fellow with a lot of very mellow music in my soul. Not that I'm a Pollyanna, shouting out a loud Hosanna. It's my singing heart I can't control. I hear music, mighty fine music, the murmur of a morning breeze up there, the rattle of the milkman on the stair. Sure, that's music, mighty fine music, the singing of the sparrow in the
Carol Shedlin. With Frank Wagner and John Dawson. Thank you.